That baby across the room won't stop staring at you. Not blinking. Not looking away. Just locked in. And you have no idea why. But scientists do. And what they found changes everything you thought you knew about babies. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. That stare isn't random. It isn't innocent. It's one of the most powerful cognitive processes happening in the human brain. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at a staring baby the same way again. In fact, there's one thing these babies are detecting that even adults can't consciously do. We'll get there. Stay with me. We've all been there. You're at a restaurant, a grocery store, a family gathering, and suddenly you feel it. Eyes on you. You look over, and there's this tiny human. 6 months old. Maybe 8. Just drilling into your soul with those enormous eyes. You wave. They keep staring. You smile. They keep staring. You look away. You look back. Still staring. It's adorable. It's funny. And honestly, it's a little unsettling. But what if that stare is one of the most sophisticated things a human brain can do? What if that baby is running a process so complex that neuroscientists are still trying to fully understand it? This is the psychology of babies that stare. And it goes so much deeper than you think. Section 1. The stare that built human civilization. Here's something most people don't know. Human babies are born with one of the most underdeveloped brains in the entire animal kingdom. A baby deer can walk within hours of birth. A baby shark can hunt on day 1. But a human baby? Completely helpless. 4 years. So how did we survive? How did our species make it this far? The answer is that stare. You see, human babies evolved something extraordinary. A built-in social radar. From the moment they are born, and I mean minutes after birth, babies lock onto faces. Not objects. Not colors. Not movement. Faces. Specifically, eyes. Researchers at Harvard found that newborns, as young as 9 minutes old, will turn their head to follow a face-shaped image. Not a random shape. A face. Why? Because for a helpless baby in the wild, the most important thing in the world isn't food. It isn't warmth. It's you. The human caretaker. The one who decides if this baby lives or dies. So that stare. It's survival. Raw. Ancient. Hardwired survival. But that's just the beginning. Because what happens inside that stare is even more mind-blowing. Section 2. Babies are reading your mind. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room and just felt that something was off? Before anyone said a word. Before anything happened. You just knew. Babies do this better than any adult on earth. When a baby locks eyes with you, they are not just looking at you. They are analyzing you. Researchers at the University of British Columbia ran a study. They had adults interact with babies while either being helpful and kind, or unhelpful and dismissive. Then they introduced a new stranger to the room. The babies who had watched the unhelpful adult, they were wary of the new stranger. They had transferred their social judgment. These are babies who can't speak, can't walk, can't feed themselves. But they are running complex social threat assessments. In real time. Through eye contact. Think about that. The next time a baby stares at you from across the room, they might be deciding whether or not you're trustworthy. They might be scanning your micro-expressions. The tiny muscle movements around your eyes. The tension in your jaw. The way you hold your body. And here's the part that genuinely surprised researchers. Babies are better at detecting fake smiles than most adults. Let that sink in. You could walk up to a baby with the world's most practiced smile. And they will know. They'll feel something is off. And they'll stare harder. Trying to figure out what you're hiding. But wait, there's something even stranger happening during that stare. Something that connects your brain to theirs. In a way that sounds like science fiction. But it isn't. Section 3, the invisible brain-to-brain connection. In 2020, a study published in the journal Neuroimage did something that had never been done before. They placed EEG sensors, brainwave monitors, on both a baby and an adult caregiver at the same time. And then they had them look at each other. What they recorded was extraordinary. When the adult and baby made eye contact, their brainwaves synchronized. They literally began pulsing at the same frequency. The adult's brain and the baby's brain beating together, like two instruments finding the same note. They called it neural coupling. And it only happened during mutual eye contact. Not when the adult looked away. Not when they looked at something else. Only when the baby was staring at them. The baby, this tiny, speechless, months-old human, was leading the synchronization. The baby was essentially reaching out with their mind and pulling your brain into alignment. Now think about why this matters. This neural coupling is how babies learn. When your brainwave syncs with theirs, information flows. Emotions transfer. Connection is built. That stare isn't just cute. It's the baby literally opening a channel into your nervous system, using nothing but eye contact. And if that sounds intense, the next section might disturb you a little. Because not all baby stares are equal. And one type of stare is a warning sign that most parents completely miss. Section 4, the stare that parents should never ignore. Most of the time, when a baby stares at you, it's wonder. It's curiosity. It's connection. It's everything we've talked about. Beautiful. Brilliant. Evolutionary. But sometimes, a stare means something else entirely. Pediatric neurologists have identified something called the blank stare episode. And it looks almost identical to a normal curious baby stare. Almost. The difference is subtle, but critical. A normal curious stare, the baby is tracking you. Their eyes follow movement. They blink. They respond to sound. They might smile. They are in the room with you. But a blank stare episode. The baby is gone. Eyes open. Staring. But nobody's home. No tracking. No blinking response. No reaction to sound or voice. They don't respond when you say their name. This kind of stare can be a sign of absent seizures, a form of epilepsy that affects children, where the brain temporarily disconnects from conscious awareness. And here's the heartbreaking part. These episodes can happen dozens of times a day. And parents often don't notice. Because it looks like a baby just daydreaming. Just being a baby. Doctors say the average absent seizure lasts 5 to 30 seconds. And then, just like that, the baby snaps back. Like nothing happened. If you have a baby or toddler in your life, watch their eyes. A stare that responds to you is connection. A stare that doesn't respond, even when you call their name or make a sound, that deserves a conversation with a pediatric Ian. Share this with a parent today. Because most people don't know the difference. And knowing it could change a child's life. Now, let's get back to the wonder. Because there's one more thing babies are doing with that stare. That is honestly one of the most beautiful things science has ever documented. Segment 5, babies are downloading you. Here's the twist. Everything we've talked about. The threat assessment. The brain synchronization. The emotional reading. It all serves one master purpose. Babies aren't just looking at you. They are recording you. Building a model of you inside their brain. Scientists call it the internal working model. And it starts forming from the very first weeks of life. Every time a caregiver looks at a baby with love. Every time they respond to a cry. Every time they make eye contact and smile back. The baby is updating their model. Is the world safe? Do people respond when I need them? Am I worth caring for? These aren't thoughts the baby can articulate. They are not even thoughts in the way we understand thought. They are patterns. burned into the developing brain through thousands of moments of eye contact. Psychologist John Bowlby called this attachment theory. And it is arguably the most important psychological concept of the 20th century. Because here's the stunning part. The attachment pattern a baby forms in the first year of life, through all those stares and responses, predicts their ability to form relationships as a teenager, their performance under stress as an adult, their likelihood of depression, anxiety, even their career success. All of it traces back to whether someone looked back at that baby with love when the baby was staring. That stare isn't asking for attention. It's asking the most fundamental question a human can ask. Am I loved? And your face, your response, is the answer. But there's one more layer to this. One more thing that stare is doing that will leave you completely floored. Section 6. The secret language in the stare. Babies don't have words, but they have a language. And that language lives entirely in their eyes. Researchers have broken down baby eye contact into a remarkably precise system. Let's talk about what different stares actually mean. The long, soft gaze, with relaxed brows and slightly parted lips. That's a baby saying, I feel safe with you. That's love. Pure and simple. The wide-eyed, still stare, intense, locked on, not blinking much. That's a baby saying, you are the most fascinating thing I have ever seen. You are literally the most interesting object in their entire universe. The look away and look back stare, where they glance at you, look away, then return. That's regulation. The emotional intensity of connection gets too powerful. They break it briefly, then come back for more. It's not disinterest. It's self-regulation. The baby managing their own emotional arousal. Like someone turning down the volume, so the music doesn't overwhelm them. The stare followed by a cry, locking eyes, then bursting into tears. That's a baby who has been overstimulated. Too much input. Too much sensation. They are not scared of you specifically. They are scared of the overwhelm. And they are using your face as a mirror, hoping you'll help them calm down. And then there's the rarest one. The stare that scientists call protodeclarative pointing with the eyes. Where a baby locks eyes with you, then deliberately shifts their gaze to look at something else. Then looks back at you. Back and forth. Object. You. Object. You. That baby is teaching you something. They are saying, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Let's share this moment. That is the birth of human communication. Of shared experience. Of meaning. And it happens through a baby's stare. Long before the first word is ever spoken. Section 7. What happens when nobody stares back? Now I need to tell you something difficult. Something that might be the most important part of this entire video. What happens to a baby when no one stares back? In the 1970s, psychologist Edward Tronick designed an experiment. It is now one of the most famous and heartbreaking studies in developmental psychology. He called it the still face experiment. And it went like this. A mother plays with her baby. Smiling. Responding. Full eye contact. The baby is delighted. Laughing. Reaching out. Then, on cue, the mother goes still. Blank face. No expression. No response. Still looking at the baby. But not responding. What happened next disturbed everyone in the room. The baby immediately noticed. They tried to get the response back. Pointing. Smiling harder. Reaching out. Come back. Where did you go? The mother stayed still. The baby tried again. Smile. Point. Reach. Nothing. And then, the baby began to fall apart. Within 60 seconds, the smiles collapsed. The body curled inward. The baby turned away. Looked at the floor. Made distress sounds. Some babies began to cry. Some went completely silent. Shut down. In less than 2 minutes. With their mother right there. Looking at them. Just not responding. Now imagine, and this is critical, imagine that this isn't an experiment. Imagine this is just life. A parent consumed by their phone. Scrolling. While their baby stares at them. Waiting. Waiting for the face to respond. For the eyes to light up. For someone to say, without words, I see you. You matter. You are loved. The baby keeps trying. But the phone doesn't respond. Dr. Tronick himself said, the still face effect is a model for what chronic emotional unavailability looks like to a baby. And the data is severe. Chronic non-response in early infancy is linked to developmental delays. Increased cortisol, stress hormone, levels in the baby's brain. Long-term anxiety and attachment disorders. I'm not saying this to shame anyone. Parenting is exhausting. Everyone looks at their phone. But knowing this, knowing what that stare is asking, maybe it changes something. Maybe the next time a baby locks eyes with you, you look back. Fully. Completely. Because that moment, that single moment of eye contact and response, is building something inside that baby's brain that will last a lifetime. Segment 8, Powerful Conclusion. So let's close the loop. You started this video watching a baby stare at you and wondering, why? Now you know. That stare is survival. Ancient and hardwired. It's a brain scan. Reading your face for safety. It's neural synchronization. Two brains connecting at the same frequency. It's a question. Is the world safe? Am I loved? It's a language. The first language humans ever spoke. It's memory building. Recording a model of the world that will shape who that baby becomes. And sometimes, rarely, but importantly, it's a warning. A signal that needs attention. That baby across the room, staring at you with those enormous, unblinking eyes. They are not confused. They are not bored. They are doing something extraordinary. They are reaching out, across the space between you, with the only tool they have. Their gaze. And they are waiting for you to reach back. There is a moment, and every parent knows this moment, when a baby finds your eyes. And something passes between you. Something wordless. Something ancient. Something that makes you feel, suddenly, deeply, completely, that this tiny person knows you. Sees you. Chooses you. That's not your imagination. That's neuroscience. That's thousands of years of human evolution, expressed in a single glance. From a being who hasn't learned to speak yet, but already knows exactly what to say. Segment 9, Smart Call to Action. If you made it this far, you already know you're not the type of person who just scrolls past something that matters. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you see a baby staring at you, stare back, smile, respond. Be present. You might be giving that baby something they'll carry with them for the rest of their life. And if you have a baby or a toddler in your life, share this video with their parent. Not to make them feel guilty, but because knowing this, really knowing it, is a gift. Comment the word stare below if something in this video surprised you. I read every single one. And if you want more videos like this, stories and science that make you see the world differently, hit subscribe. Because we are just getting started.